Well, you're going to be a bit of a busy bee because you got
Mm-mm.
this brand new album out. Let's get straight into it.
Yeah,
Who
all
you
good.
are with MNEK.
Mm,
Um, I mean, you talk about wanting to be in the same room as people and working on this track. How long have you
yeah.
been working on this one for us?
I mean, we wrote the song probably maybe 5, 6 months ago,
Oh wow.
and I mean, it was amazing because finally, me and MNEK actually were on a song together. Like he's been involved in a lot of records with me, like the James Hype No Drama, KSI Really Love. He was writing the hook for that. So he's always been there as a songwriter. But I was like, when are we going to get in the studio, man? When are we going to finally do this? Um, and there was something special that day. What he sang that came through him, like it just felt like it was the melody was just like it was angelic. And then when he left, and I got on the phone to him, I said, Emily, do you know what you just sang? He's like, yeah, I know what I sang. I just left 5 minutes ago. I know exactly what no, because do you understand what you just did? And I said, it's something, you've inspired me. And then I ended up finishing the record and then he stayed on it. So I'm just glad it's landing with people because I feel
Yeah.
it's got a special sentiment about it.
Yeah, and I heard you like you just said, you loved it so much. You were just like, you have to be on this track. And MNEK
Mm.
was like, you don't say no to Craig David.
Do you know what? It's funny because like he writes so many songs for people that some of your favorite records. I mean, some of the biggest Little Mix records. He'll have done the guide vocal for it, and you're just like, whoa! Like you wrote that part. So behind the scenes is one thing, but I was like, do you know what, Emily? I can't. This song won't come out if you're not on it. It was really one of those. I had that kind of
Ah.
conversation, and it wasn't just me because sometimes you can find the right voice for it. But I was like, there's something you did that day that is it's done something special, and I feel people will get it. And the fact he honoured that, and he said he would stay on the record, I was really happy because I feel like it's doing what it needed to do, you know.
Yeah, and it's such a lovely sentiment in the song as well. It's all about acceptance and being
Mm.
inclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, all about inclusion. I feel like we're in a time where a lot of boundaries are being broken down, and amen to that. Like the more the merrier, because the only way we can really connect as humans is through inclusion and all these all these stigma and attachments to how society portrays you. And no, break all that down. Let's crush all that down and then start to really see each other for just being the same. And I feel like the visual of the video lands even more when you hear the song and then you see the video. You're like, okay, that they kind of it lines up perfectly. So
Yeah, yeah, completely. And I just want to talk about that live debut performance on telly, the first time I think it was performed live,
mm,
and anyone ever heard it. But you and MNEK, my whole socials were like, that is a live vocal performance. It was
I love
just
that.
so good. Do you ever still get nervous though ahead of those kind of performances?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, thank you. That's I love it. I love when we do a live performance and it connects. Um, I always get the butterflies before I go on stage, be it that it's a live TV or even a live performance, like in some show that I've done 1,000 times. But I just still get that. Oh, and I long may that continue because it makes me feel like you're on the edge. And then as soon as you walk on stage, I kind of feel like I'm really grounded and really at ease. And especially when you're really kind of deep, how many people watch Strictly Come Dancing? So that's the part you have to really kind of get grounded because otherwise you start warping out thinking, well, like not just your area where you live. We're talking like the whole of the country and you're
The
in
living
people's
room.
living rooms. Like this, you can start to go out and you have to get in, stay focused. Even the performances that were happening in front, which is an amazing dance routine,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
helps ground because you're sort of looking and thinking, wow, like you're doing amazing things live as well. Like this could, you don't know what's going to happen next. So yeah, really happy it connected.
Yeah, and you're really glad no one was dropped in front of you during the live.
Exactly. And that's the craziest thing, you know what I mean? Like they're really putting on a performance that you almost just want to just sing. You do your singing thing. Let the people do the dancing who can dance wonderfully. Don't try to be in the background doing some sort of little skank in the background. It doesn't work. It's not gonna work.
Well, let's talk about more live performances because you are
Mm,
finally going on tour. The tour, hold that thought. I mean, COVID's really made the fans really hold that thought, hasn't it? Haven't they? Hasn't
yeah,
it? But
totally.
next April, I think you kick off, don't you?
Yeah, next April, we're making our way. Like, I mean, from London all the way up to Glasgow, we're up and down the country with the
Everywhere.
arena tour. Which for me, it's like we're scheduling it for this year, and there was a chance of keeping it for this year. And I was
Oh
just like, when
wow.
we spoke about it, I was like, I don't know, it feels like it wasn't completely locked off in terms of if everyone can make it, so I thought 2022. That's
Okay.
far in advance, that everyone get themselves settled, know what they're doing. They can get their tickets, go where they need to go, get the hotel. It's going to be a vibe.
Yeah.
I really cannot wait. It's going to be wicked.
And talking of hotels, I mean, what are your tour must-haves? Because you've been planning this one so far in advance. What things do you kind of need to get in the zone?
Kind of, I mean, I guess to say simple things, but for me, if I've got,
Candles.
as long as candles, yes, 100%. Like if I can have like my favorite smelling candle.
What is it? It's not going to be a Yankee candle. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Do you know what? The Yankee candles are not bad. It's just that they're hit and miss. You got to find the right one. Yeah.
Okay.
I think some of the smells are just like, whoa, that's just like crazy. But I do like diptyque candles.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And my favorite smell would probably be either 34 or mimosa. So if you want to, just saying,
There you
Christmas
go.
comes soon and everyone out there.
If anyone wants to hang around stage door,
you
with
want to drop a little candle. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to go with the Yankee candle. You want to go with the one he actually likes. So that, and then just and incense, and just I like to be calm and grounded and feel like I'm at home away from home, and then I can go on stage and do what I do and have fun. Yeah,
the whole arena tour. I mean, yeah, you must have been thinking about it for so long. I mean, it's been in the planning like 2 years by the time it comes around. Like, it's gonna be an exciting one.
I just want it for the fans, and I know it's been a hard time for so many people going through this. And look, I'm very grateful that I'm able to do my music, and I can still have like connections through Zooms, and I could do all those things throughout lockdown. And it was that. So I know it hit so much harder for other people, and plans changing, and the fact that now we're starting to feel like we're getting back to a new norm. I'm happy that people can come out and say, listen, I've got something in next year. I can come and listen to them album cuts that I always wanted to hear from you, Craig. You know, we know the singles, but I want the album cuts. I want the ones that you know, and then come and have a good time with your friends and family. For me, is everything. So I've got to make sure my A game is on point.
Yeah, completely. And it works out quite well because now you've got the tour next year, the album that's going to be out next year, next May. Tell us the name and the reason behind that, because that works out quite well now, doesn't it?
Works out perfect. So the album's called 22, and the sort of the vibe behind it is it's actually going to be 22 years since my first album, Born to Do It.
22 years.
Wow.
You were such a baby.
I was a baby
when Born to Do It came out.
Like, when I think about it, and the crazy thing is that I feel still like that little kid, and I have to kind of keep reminding myself to actually stay more like that kid, because that kid didn't have anything to gauge in the world. It was just, I love music and writing an album, and I just want to go out and play in a club and DJ, and I was just music. And I feel like when you stay on that kind of path, hence why the cover of the album, which you can pre-order at the moment, you can see the image, it's got me walking like on a journey. And I just wanted to sort of say, I'm a journeyman now. I'm 22 years in the game, and hopefully many more years to come. But and the moon sort of the moon is representing like the emotions and the passion of the music. 22 is also a very strong numerology. In numerology is a number, or an angel numbers if you like that stuff. So you can go a bit deeper. So it means a lot to me that this lands and connects with people, because I feel like I'm back on my Born to Do It A game.
Yeah, but I was going to say as well, though, we're talking of like symbolic album covers. I mean, it was such a standout, like a memorable cover. Do you still have the headphones and the hat, though?
Do you know what? I know the hat is definitely, I don't know if it's the same one, or I sort of keep telling myself it is, but it's just I had loads of them. But the headphones, do you know what's funny? That actual shot was the last shot that we did of a whole run of a photo shoot. We had loads of different outfits, the whole thing going on. And right at the end, one headphone company were like, could you wear these headphones for our internal photo shoot? Like we'll give you some free headphones if you can wear this, and we'll just put it in our company inside. I was like, cool, yeah. So I put the headphones on, did one where I was looking over there, one where I shut my eyes. And we ended up rocking with that image. And then now that image is like wow. It could have been the time of the Beats times, man. I could have tapped up Dre and been like, yo,
they did so well out of you. An album cover. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I suppose I was going to think, like, if you're going with the numbers, thank God that it wasn't kind of ready for this year, because Adele's already nabbed the old 21. So when things like that happen, do you really have to look at, you know, what other artists are calling their singles, calling their albums? Is it quite difficult in that kind of respect?
Do you know what? I always feel like there's like if there's real like sort of symbolism or meaning to what it is, that sometimes songs can songs or even album titles to a certain degree can coexist with similar titles. Like if something was really important that you had to go with 21, I'd find a way to embellish it, that it still had 21 in there, but it was saying something else. So I feel like you can still, the landscape is really wide open, but there's so many if people do love numerology or start to like angel numbers, the 1111 is like the first one that people say, oh yeah, make a wish. But if you keep clocking it all the time and you'll keep on seeing and you want to go a bit further, you start to see that there's messages and all this kind of stuff. And I just love that people who want to go there can be like, okay, 22 angel number, or it's just 22 years since Born to Do It. Vibes.
Yeah. Love it. And I suppose, I mean, how many song titles have got love in? Like, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Even Sigala, I remember asking him, do you know how many of your songs have got love in? And I don't think he even know. I think it's something like 8 singles. But he's another, just a name that you've worked with. I mean, KSI, Digital Farm Animals, James Hype, you've already mentioned, Nile Rodgers in the past. Any names like that we might see on 22?
Yeah, I mean, there's...
if you can tell us.
No, but you know what? I'm actually like... I always feel like those sort of like, oh yeah, I can't tell you till the day it drops kind of. It's all. I get it, but it's like people just like, bro, can you just tell us what's going on here? We're cool. We haven't heard the song yet, so just roll with it. There's a lot of new artists that I've been working with, or people that they're established, but they've got that point where they're about to blow. So being in the studio, obviously, MNEK is already established doing his thing, so working with him. But there's a producer that I'm working with who's really been embodying this whole record with me, and I love him so much, called Mike Brainchild. Amazing. Love his vibe. Okay. May not mean much to people who don't really know the name, but I'd like to think when the songs drop, you're going to be like, bro, what's that tune you did with that? Is that And then a lot of up and coming people within the scene. I just feel like I love being part of a wave and then being part of that and then seeing them go on and do arena tours and just being like, wow, I was there when it first started.
Yeah.
So I know that's a bit of a long way of not really telling you any names, but it was just like, it's you know what I'm saying? When you see, you're like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, this is a vibe.
Yeah. A great political answer. I love it.
I liked it. As I was clocking, I was thinking, okay, you actually haven't said anyone's name apart from the producer. Wow.
I love it though. I love it. Thank you so much for that. And I mean, going back to like merch and stuff, you must have like quite a bit of odd merch in the past. I've been looking for some and found like cushions with your face on with like a flower crown. And,
oh, really?
And like candles, like prayer candles. The 7 days prayer candle, Craig David, exists out there. Have you got any of these things in your life? Have you ever come across any crazy merch?
These are the ones. These are kind of the unofficial merch where you don't get the little cut in there.
Get the cut back.
You're like, I get it. I'm flattered that you want to rock. Just hook me up, or at least send one over. Let me get one of those cushions. I haven't ever got one of those cushions myself.
Make sure it's the Mimosa Diptyque candle inside there with your face on it.
That's what I'm saying. Just putting it out there into the universe. If you want the collab Diptyque, I'm here. But yeah, it's like there's some crazy merch out there. But it is funny when you see the huge cardboard cutouts and someone gets that for their birthday and it's like it's waiting in the office and they come in and it's like, I'm just thinking, this is crazy. Like, bro, back in the day, like no one was cardboard cutting anything. Do you know what I mean? Like before all this, it's just like, this is crazy that you'd even think about putting a picture of me, let alone putting on a huge cardboard cutout. Crazy. When did
it become a thing? I want to just touch on TS5 sets as well, because we're a dance music station. Obviously, you were DJing before even Born to Do It came out. What is your guilty pleasure? Because I've heard you drop in like Nirvana, Macarena. You can make anything work in a set. So what's your guilty pleasure?
Ooh. Do you know the funny thing is I never really see them as like sort of guilty pleasures. I just sort of feel them, just see them as pleasures, because the fact you're playing it is that you do like this, yeah? So just run with it. Like, weirdly you said Macarena, yeah, because like Macarena, that time was like Hadaway, was I remember being in Ibiza and I think it was my first holiday there. These times I went with my mum, so it wasn't like we're going raving and going space and going to Pasha. This is literally you're going to go out through the market, see what's going on. We're going to go back to the hotel tonight. Like it's just like, but those records. I mean, I love to flip like records that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So say like Macarena, you could flip that. You wouldn't have to play it for so long. You play it over a garage beat real quick. People do a quick. Oh, wow, I just played it, and you just as people are about to be like, "What did he play?" And you're into.
They're about to go and do the jump, and you're like on.
You're out before the jump thing happens. But you know what? Dance music has been intrinsically part of everything I've sort of done. I love R&B, but house and garage was just at the time when the soulful stuff was coming over from Chicago, and we were starting to hear this US house, and then you're starting to see this garage, and you're like two-step, and you're like, oh my, this is crazy. So I'm just grateful that I can still make them records that bang in a club, you know?
Amazing. I just wanted to say, you've got so many memorable songs. So which is the one that fans sing at you the most? Like, do people spot you and they're immediately like, rewind, which one is it?
I mean, obviously Fill Me In is like, definitely is up there. Rewind, I guess 7 days. 7 days is going to be, because it's just you talk about the days of the week, somehow my song is in the mix of it. Something happened on this day, it was a great day, I was chilling on a Sunday. It's crazy to think that a song has that much significance in cultural, everything across the board, not in music, just like people go to that song, so it's crazy.
Oh, Craig David, thank you so much. And I have to admit, sometimes in my head, I mix up Craig David and Daniel Craig, which made me think, would you rather be James Bond or would you rather do the new James Bond theme?
Daniel Craig's one of the best, like James Bond. So when it comes to acting, wow, like he's got that on lock. Yeah. I'm definitely down if there was a theme tune song. I've written songs that would definitely have gone off, but definitely have gone off. But it's the luck of the draw when it comes to that kind of thing. So
yeah,
but yeah, he's amazing.
100%. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll meet in real life in a studio.
No, I'd love to.
Andrea Fox, every Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m.